Valerie. So today I will show you a day in my life as a Giordano intern. So I just showcase to you, what work that as an intern, what work that I had to do, and yeah. So come along. So this is my office desk. I have my own personal laptop as well as the company computer. So early in the morning, my task is to find various key opinion leaders, or as we refer to them as KOLs, that will fit the brand for future promotion and any upcoming events. So it's lunchtime. I'm going to go buy lunch. Thankfully, there are a lot of stores nearby, so buying lunch is really not an issue. So I just got my lunch and I'm gonna go back to the office to eat. Thankfully, our office does allow us to buy food back and eat it at our desk because it is quite hot today. And it's lunchtime. This is my lunch. Can you believe that it's only $6.50? It's really affordable. So now it's after lunch and I was given the task to pack samples and vouchers from a brand we are collaborating with. And these vouchers and samples, they'll be given out at our high traffic stores, and each store actually has a different requirement amount. So I have to be really careful and make sure I count it correctly and label each one correctly. And this is a final product after 2.5 hours. So that's the end of my day. I showered and changed into one of my Giordano t-shirts. This was a collection that we had during Chinese New Year, and I actually wore this for Chinese New Year, and interns get 50% off too. But yeah, I didn't film like the rest of my day, so I had 1.5 hours left. And after packing all the vouchers and the samples for all the different stores, I actually did continue to do some of my research work. So yeah, that was that. Now it's time for the long-awaited reflection. As the internship is approaching its end, I feel a little bit bittersweet about it because truly I have had some amazing experiences with Giordano, and I really believe that I've learned a lot. Whether it's from mistakes, whether it's from seniors, whether it's from my peers, I truly believe that all these teachings will do me good, in wherever I'm gonna go in the future. So let's start off with the first topic, which was what were my tasks as a Giordano marketing intern. So one of my tasks was to manage their social media. So Giordano has Facebook, Instagram, as well as TikTok, but they're more active on Facebook and Instagram. So their social media, not only are we creating posts, we are also managing their social media. So if there are any people who ask, who inquire about the different products, their availabilities, we have to answer them as well. And for creating posts, we do everything from ideating, getting inspiration from other sources, as well as shooting and editing and coming up with captions. So the next one is ideating events, and that includes both online and offline. So for online, which is through social media, we had our giveaways. For example, during Chinese New Year, we actually gave away our shirts from our Chinese New Year collection. And for Valentine's Day, we actually gave away shop vouchers, e-shop vouchers that customers can use. In addition to that, Giordano was also planning to host some, in-store events. So one of it was our photo booth kind of idea. At our next outlet, we had a photo booth area, so customers who take a picture and post on their Instagram, they can actually get a little bit of discount. Last but not least, collating and researching logistics. Well, I put it that way, but that's the best way to explain it. So any logistics, maybe they want to give away certain gifts, for customers with their purchases, or maybe they want to find more KOLs, or maybe they want to find potential brands that they can do collaborations with. So that was my job, to kind of collate them, or maybe reach out to them to gauge their interest, as well as be the key point of communication between the brand as well as Giordano. Additionally, Giordano also offered one thing called shop attachment. So during the months that I was there, so December to the end of February. So in December is Christmas, and then in January it is Chinese New Year. So these are the busiest periods for Giordano. So we have something called shop attachment, where the office staff will go down to the shop of the outlet of their choice, at their own time during the weekends to help out. So a minimum of 4 sessions were supposed to be done. But yeah, during our shop attachments, we would do everything from restocking items, customer service, and even, checking customers out. I never worked as a cashier before, so that was fun. Now, what did I learn while doing these tasks? I would say for social media, the one main thing I can take away is how to follow a brand's voice. So Giordano has a very, very specific kind of brand voice that they have, which is a little bit more minimalistic, a bit more simplistic, something fun but still a little bit more reserved. So it wouldn't be very, very effective or suitable for their brand voice if I were to make videos that were edgy, like the fashion styles, very edgy or revealing, or even with like really, really hyped up music in the background, or if it's dancing videos, those don't really align with the brand voice. So I find that, as I was creating the post, as I was kind of like learning along with it, I learned how to come out with posts that really best features the product, that best features the brand. So another thing I learned is not only how to ID events, but actually how to expand our reach. So for IDing events, not only am I there planning, okay, what is the event? What am I basing the event around? What am I featuring in the event? Or what is my social media plan? What is the in-store activities plan? I'm also thinking about how to reach out and which brands to reach out to better collaborate and expand our reach. So this was really important to me. I couldn't just pick like any brand like Gucci or Chanel. I had to pick brands that was in tune with Giordano, or maybe like the collection we were releasing at the time. So what did I learn from working in Giordano, or maybe like the retail industry? That's a really good one, because this was my first time fully working in retail. Really seeing the behind the scenes of what goes on, from the packing to the shipment. A lot of people think, I had like this preconceived notion that the shipment came from, like, it really went from the factory, which is, the factory to warehouse, and then it will just like go to all the shops. I thought it was just as easy as that. But I find that that's not the case. Even getting from point A to point B, there's a lot of logistics involved, right? And when, like, before it gets into the store, it actually, like, the items have to be cleaned, they have to be repacked, they have to be packed individually to go out to all the stores, because all the stores don't receive the same amount. Maybe some stores receive more of this particular item, maybe some stores receive more of this, and it also has to be like checked down in their system so they know where each stock is going. Or even when we're like searching, okay, do we have this stock for e-commerce, do we we have this stock for this store, you can all check it. I think another thing I was really able to learn was how to listen to customers. Typically, especially from what I've learned in my previous modules, we are only seeing them in data, we're only seeing them in surveys, we're seeing them as a number on a scale. But when I was doing this shop attachment and I was down at the retail stores, I was able to see how Giordano kind of like is taken in by all walks of life, whether it's by older people, by younger people, by foreigners. I was really able to see how they experienced Giordano and how they took in all the different promotions, how they understood what our brand was about. And one additional thing is I learned a bit of business psychology. So Giordano has a very particular way of promoting their products. So typically the on sale, the bigger sale items, maybe they're 50% off, maybe they're 1 for 1. The bigger sale items will always be put at the front entrance of the store. So when customers walk in or when they pass by the store, they instantly see, oh, this is 50% off, this is 1 for 1, it's a really, really good deal that they want to get. Then they'll browse a little bit, they'll walk into the store and they'll browse a little bit. And they put newer launches. This is a fun fact. A lot of stores put newer launches either in the middle or either towards the back where the changing rooms are, because typically, obviously, clothes, a lot of customers will want to try on to see their sizing. So when they walk past the new like collection kind of like stand or tables, right, their eyes instantly see it. And you know what? A lot of them have been like, okay, let me just grab one since I'm at the changing room anyways. And yeah, that actually, I didn't realize that how arranging a store kind of affects what customers will buy. Next question is, how was I able to add value to Giordano through my own work? Well, I would say I was a fresh new perspective. And I say this because Giordano's main target audience has always been, older people or, families especially, but they wanted to target specifically to youths. So yeah, I was able to give the perspective, okay, what would youths want to see? What would they be more likely to see? And it's also like creating like this content that is suitable for, for Giordano. So one of the ideas I came up with was actually street interviews, which we have it posted on our social media. You can go check it out. But yeah, so our street interviews where we ask about people's style preferences. And then another one is also fit checks. So they're also known as outfit checks. So typically where a user would showcase their outfit. So like me, I'm showcasing my outfit. They will showcase their outfit and people can actually find inspiration from that. I think one main thing I was able to add through my work was my tenacity. So yeah, I know it's not really work, but I'm someone who is like, I'm always willing to help. If there's anything for me to do, I am very, very willing to do it. So I always, obviously, I will make sure my tasks are done, my current, like whatever is on my plate is currently done and I have no like pending tasks. But if let's say the warehouse needs help to pack products or they need help to pack the gifts to give away to all the different stores, I'm always willing to help. And there's one where for their e-commerce department, they had to take pictures for the listings, and I even have to take pictures and edit them as well to be posted on their Shopee and Lazada page. And I was also able to introduce concepts that I was familiar with to my team. So one of the things that I was more familiar with was user-generated content. So typically when they want to do these like sponsorship from bigger influencers, they always kind of have to pay out like a hefty amount, a fair amount for the users to make their content, and it's usually like one-off content. But I was very familiar with like UGC creators, and actually have been a UGC creator myself for a short period of time, so I was very familiar with the system. But yeah, so instead of of the brand ourselves, the people ourselves having to generate their content, we also contacted other creators that are interested in creating our content with us, and they can also in the meantime they can connect with their audience, or maybe they can expand our brand to their own audience as well. So last but not least, what insights did I gain through working with Giordano? I think one core insight that I gained from Giordano, and I will definitely continue to bring forward with me like in whatever I do, is how a global retail brand works. I think typically there's a preconceived notion that it's like the higher ups ordering, or it goes from point A, point B, point C, but there's actually so much work that has to be done in between. There's actually a lot more conversations that are going on, there's a lot more communications that have to be done, and there's a lot more keeping track of things regularly. And this one is really obvious, but it's always be nice to retail workers. I'm gonna say this, I'm very, very nice, okay? I'm very nice to retail workers. But after really experiencing working in retail, after being in their shoes fully, and not just empathizing or like sympathizing, after being in their shoes fully, I can really understand what it actually is like to serve customers, especially customers who are like a little bit abrasive, a little bit rude. But yeah, it's not just about putting on a smile, it's about being able to be genuine and have that come across to the customers, so they actually feel good about the brand. Because retail workers are not just representing themselves, right? They're actually representing the brand that they're working for. And another insight I had was to always be communicative. I found that there were also other interns in the marketing department. And I came in probably the latest while they were there for 4 months, and so they were there for 3 months prior to me and 2 months prior to me, so they had like a little bit more experience. I think initially I was a little bit not content with like the work I was given, because I was given so little work. I wanted to do more because it felt like I wasn't contributing enough. So I communicated with them and say, hey, if there are any of these tasks I can take over. If there's any collating, there's any researching, there's any event planning tasks, I can take over. And I also let that know to my supervisor, how I felt, because at the end of the day, the communication is very important. And my supervisor also understood a little bit more, and actually like actively gave me more work to do. So communication is like a really, really important factor, especially in like professionally wise. It's not just like communicating between friends, it's in a professional setting. But overall, I can say this genuinely, Giordano has been an amazing company to do internship with. Not only are the staff really close, the supervisors will guide you through, everything. They just won't throw you down the deep end like that. They will really help and ensure that you are understanding everything that is happening, and also makes you feel really included. They never let anyone eat lunch alone. They always want to invite you to eat lunch, or if there's anything that's happening that might not be familiar, they will always explain it. And I think working at Giordano made me a lot more inspired. For me, myself, I feel like how I grew was I was pushed into the right direction. I was inspired a little bit more to pursue what I want to pursue, to really help to achieve my dreams. But that's it. That's my day in a life plus reflection video. Thank you so much for watching, and